If you are taking up Kris collecting as a serious hobby, there are two Kris types that you need to be aware of and avoid at all costs where possible. Else, you need to avoid these two Kris types like how you will avoid getting COVID infection. That is just how bad they are, but unfortunately, many in our community are not only disillusioned by its purported use, but also inadvertently created more confusion to the next generation of millennial collectors. If you are getting these Kris types as specimen examples for future references, then by all means, but please ensure that you are paying the justified price for it. The problem is, these two Kris types are often confused with genuine examples worthy of collections. Worse, it is being sold off at a ridiculous price tag, not worth the material used in its production. Now, the first Kris type is known as a Kris Kodian, or also referred to as a Kris Kodi. These types of Kris are made in the style and form as a traditional Kris, but they are more of a mass-produced item catered towards the tourist market. They may look like a traditional Kris, but the choice of material and artistry style falls short of the real deal. Blades are often made from recycled or scrap metals like tin and zinc. Where a traditional Kris takes months to produce one, a Kris Kodi can be produced on average one every few hours. The choice of wood for its fittings like its handles and sheath too are often of poor quality. And the finishing are often crude and lackluster. These Kris types are often made for the budget souvenir hunter. If you are getting one to commemorate your holiday trip, by all means. But what disturbs me most is when those who seek to profit from these Kris types, they will add stories to it, ridiculous, mystical, saturated elements into it, when in truth there is none. Not only is it embarrassing, but it is a pity when these items get inherited and believed by their successors that is something mystical that needs to be revered. A Kris Kodian today will still be a Kris Kodian in 100 years from now. Still worthless unless it is getting or going to be used as reference to describe how profiteering individuals from this time seek to commercialize an otherwise noble tradition. So be more observant of telltale signs of a Kodian specimen. The price itself is an indicator. And next would be the material use. Some would go to the extreme of saturating the blade into a lacquer-like finishing to conceal the real metals used. It is unfortunate that some dealers too are passing off mass-produced Kodian pieces as a real Kris. So be a smart collector and go for quality instead of quantity. The next type of Kris that you should avoid are the Kris Krisan types of Kris. Kris Krisan types of Kris are what I refer to as the charlatan's Kris. These may look like a Kris, but it is not deserving of classification as a Kris. Often prescribed as talismanic charms for esoteric and mystical connotations. I refer to them as psychological placebos. To a certain extent, when something is faithfully believed with blind conviction, what is believed eventually comes into effect. Once again, if you are getting these for references, it is okay if you are paying the justified price for it. What is sad is how many gets conned into paying thousands of dollars out of sheer stupidity and ignorance by believing charlatans donning the garb of a mystic or a pious and religious figure.